Okay, folks, we're cooking here with grease. Hell of a way to start the video off, right? But coming from the last video, you would understand what I mean by that. Hold on. I'm just going to wipe my nose because earlier I woke up with the sniffles. That's what they call them, right? Little kids. I had the sniffles. And I just want to, so this isn't nasty, I just want to make sure that we don't have any of those, you see the fluid. I don't want to have a fluid incident. Yo, he was making a YouTube video and he had a fluid incident from his nose. There we go. A coin and all kind of stuff here. I'm gonna make it into t-shirts. I want that money. That's mine. It's mine. Trademark. He had a fluid incident from his nose. Okay, so I'm Predada, Beyond Above Deep Black Director of the Illuminati, President of the Beyond Above Deep Black Illuminati government, and the Illuminati government, and the secret Illuminati government, and so on. Anyway, so, and this is part 13. Finally reached the 13th one, right? Some people are like, why would he want to reach 13? Part 13 of Before Deciding on a Career Choice. And this is part of the Inner Selves Management series. So, most people, if they can make 13 videos on for a series for something, they're like, oh my God, that's overkill. For me, it's just getting started. And so this is just getting started, literally, with the whole career choice thing. So where I left off, and I want to make sure, like in case there were mechanics watching, because there's mechanics out there who actually do a fantastic job. They put a lot into learning what they learned, and they're not looking to rip people off and stuff like that. It's just the problem is, in my experience, most mechanics, and when I say most, I'll say more than 75%. It's probably more than 95%, and maybe even higher, but I'll just say from my experience, more than 75%. I'll say closer to 85%. They're looking to somehow get more money out of you, and they're not looking to fix something tiny. It could be like a screw loose. They're not going to say, "Oh, bro, no charge. Just fix this screw." I've had that happen so rarely. I don't even remember who it was or where it was. That's a true mechanic. If you run across somebody who notices there's a wire that was pulled out and they could just plug that wire in and they're not going to charge you, and it didn't eat up a bunch of time in their shop, and they didn't lose maybe some other customer or something like that, where they say, hey, listen, please just throw me, $10-15 or whatever, because I had another customer before you. This is something that you should have noticed. If you would even just look under your hood a little bit, you would have seen this loose wire, and you should have known to be able to plug that back in and everything would be good. But you come here and I look at it, and I'm not going to charge you for an hour's thing, which I could by maybe law do, but listen, throw me $10. I'll plug the wire back in for you. Your car is good now. I'll even look over this and this to make your $10 worth it real quick. And I wouldn't have a problem with somebody saying that. So now, there's very few of those mechanics though. But, I'm just saying, even a mechanic who just maybe eats that, which I don't think people should take advantage of their own selves like that. But it's not really. That's part where you go into the part about, and I don't know, 4 minutes to this, right? For me to say this part. But I mean, it's real. It's kind of equivalent. Like, I'll just say, should I say something that happened to me? And it'll be real. It'll be real. I guess I should. I was in a store one day, and I was behind this lady, and I only had a couple of things, literally like 2 or 3 things. And she went in line, and well, I should have gone in line before because another line opened up. And I was like, nah, go ahead, because I got to get my money together. I had enough money to pay for my items. But she was like, oh, no worries, I got that for you. And I just looked at her like I didn't really understand what she was saying for like the first 3 or 4 seconds. And she was like, seriously, no, I got it for you. And I was like, huh? I was like, oh, no, I got money for it. I'm fine. I didn't take offense, but I was like, I know how I always look, and I was like, oh, she thinks I'm a poor guy, and I'm just saying I'm trying to get my money together because maybe she thinks I want someone to feel empathetic and or feel sympathy for me and want to pay for something, and I didn't want her to think that was the case, and so, I was like, yeah, I got money, you just got to get it out, and she was paying for her items, and she's like, no, no, I got you, and she started counting backwards. She was like 5, 4, 3. She's like, I'm telling you, you should take advantage of it, and I was just like. And I saw her. I was like, yo, this is incredible, right? It just threw me. And I was like, all right, I'm going to let you do that. That's good. Thank you. You just don't understand because I needed the money for gas. And so she did that. She ain't know me. I don't think she's ever seen me. Maybe she's ever seen me before, maybe seen me in worse condition. And just said one day, if she had the chance, she was going to do something nice for me. And that's not her getting over on herself. She has no idea. Even though I expressed it to her. I said I didn't know where I was going to have gas money to get to work because I wanted to go to work the next day, but I was going to have to use it for food. And I was like, now you just allow me to get some gas money. And she was, see, that's what it's about. And I called her an angel. And so I meant that. And that's the way the world should work. I don't want to go too much deeper into that. It just started to hit me emotionally, but that's the way things should be. So a mechanic says, hey, listen, nah, bro, it was a wire. You good. Catch you on the next. Just if you ever need some work done, please come back and see me. That's all I ask. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Or, if you see somebody, same problem, whatever, pay it forward. Like she said to me, pay it forward. I love that expression. And so that's the way things should be. But we don't have a world like that. So I just wanted to clear that part of it up. So that you're sitting there, it's like, okay, well, we have like those people out in the world, those types of people. You would say, hey, listen, bro, because I say to people, you ever heard of bus life? And explain it to them what we're trying to do, and just hope that the rest of their life is in line with that whole goodness thing and trying to save the world and all these things. And that's how you pull people. That's the type of people we pull into the organization. And so, most people, they're looking to make money. It's like, oh, I want to join the Illuminati because I want to make money. I don't mind if I have to sell my soul, if I have to sacrifice somebody, if I have to do this other horrible stuff that they talk about because, life is rough and stuff happens. And I don't like these particular people in my family anyway, so I wouldn't mind if something happened to them. So if I can make some money off of it and become wealthy, so be it. And maybe they don't believe in God. Maybe they don't believe in karma. Maybe they don't believe in doing the right thing, things of this nature. And what they don't understand is that's not all of the bad stuff they're thinking, that's not what we're about. And so we are what you see here. It's like someone who has nothing, because everything came from nothing anyway, trying to do something right and trying to progress and make things around them better. And so, 8 minutes in, and this being 13, I'm not going to make a 14th video that I'm going to post along with these. I'm trying to post all of these up today by tonight, and so I want to at least have it closed off, so I have roughly 11 minutes to close it off. Okay, so where we are at is that you're like, okay, I want to go on the road. So far, this guy's told me to do my best to get the vehicle that I'm going to get. Oh, here's the most important part of it. Get the vehicle. Okay, I would want to say get a vehicle, like if you're going to do if you're going to be a dog groomer while you're on the road, you're living in your vehicle, you want to be a nomad, but you like dogs. You've had dogs, you've owned them. You would love to be able to, help people's, you're not a vet. You never got a chance to be a vet maybe, or you want to be a vet. So you want to be a dog groomer first. So you want to set up whatever you get so that you could do dog grooming and or transfer over into being a vet also. Anything having to do with what? Animals, to help animals. That's beautiful. And so you're like, hey, I need a bus and I need to be able to have it set up that way. This is what I'm saying to you, however. You want what you get to be, of course, spacious. I always tell everyone, get the largest thing you can get. Attempt to find something that's as fuel efficient as possible. But the reality of things is mankind doesn't have available to mankind, right? Or certain mankind doesn't have available to other certain mankind, things that are fuel efficient, that are large, in a manner that they could be. So, where we have companies that are making solar buses that run completely off solar, right? You don't have a bunch of old used buses out there, or old used box over cab, refrigerated trucks, things that you can make in the motorhomes. You don't have those out there that are solar powered, completely solar powered, right? So you do the best you can, but you need the space. And I would say don't look to construct it to be specifically for dog grooming or veterinarian care. That makes sense, right? That's right. Veterinary care. I don't know. Or even if you are going to be a traveling physician, not specifically for traveling physician, but make it so that it's set up such that anything within the ballpark of running a physical business inside of it, it will be able to do. I think I should at this point be saying, now this involves the way it's constructed, the amount of, whatchamacallit, not padding, I'm tired so I can't remember the word, whatever, to keep it cold inside or to keep it hot inside. Insulation. The amount of insulation. I always say to myself, with anything, like the insulation that refrigerated trucks come with, which is something like 3 inches or more of insulation. I remember, I don't know, I forgot whose video this one was in. No, it was a Bob Wells video, one of the early ones, from like 5 years ago. He said something with 6 inches of insulation in the ceiling and like a couple of inches, 3 inches on the walls should be good. And he was talking about trailers. If you can have 6 inches of insulation in the ceiling, 3 inches in the walls, I like the 6 inches in the ceiling thing, direction. Trying to clean that up because it just feels right not saying it. Some certain expressions, as a guy, you just don't feel right saying. If you have 6 inches of insulation, that's better than 3. And in a box truck, they're like 8 feet tall inside, so you don't feel like you're taking away too much room. In a school bus, where it's only starting out being 6 or 6'3" inside, then nah, because if your person's like 5'9", 5'10", or 6 foot. All these different things, or even someone who's like 5'3" or whatever, you're like, nah, man, I don't got enough room. But that insulation is important because, like what I've noticed, like people buy these trailers and stuff to do landscaping and other type of, things like, you got, I won't say the businesses, but you all know, all those places that deliver goods globally. You look at the trucks they use and carry packages around and stuff in, get hot. It's not supposed to be like that. Nothing's supposed to be exposed to heat. Nothing, not even, hot food? When you're delivering hot food, that's about it that I can think of. Everything else should be kept at a moderate temperature, or cool or cold, depending on what it is. So the insulation, yeah. The electricity, you should have plenty of electricity. If you're going to be running equipment, then you need plenty of electricity. So that's what I mean about, and I don't want, like I said, I don't want to go too deep into the actual contract because I'm trying to close up the career choice thing by the end of the next 3-4 minutes. But you want to have it set up so that you can do a variety of things along those lines, right? And I'm not saying don't put any veterinarian equipment in or whatever the case is. Yeah, put that, but make sure its core is such that if you take any of that out, you could put something else in there. Don't make it so specific that you can't do other things with it. And I guess that's what I was kind of looking for. But make sure, listen, trust me, make sure you have a bathtub. People don't do this. They do this shower stuff. And I know why they're moving everybody towards showers, to kill everybody, because you're not bathing. I was just telling you how important it is to sit in a nice hot tub of water and plenty of water and soap and get all that stuff out of your skin and all that. I was talking about that in part in other videos. That's so important. But everybody's moving away to this, oh, conserve water shot. No, you're not conserving water. What you're really doing is you're putting more of a stress on the environment. Because like I said in other earlier videos, you're walking around just putting chemicals all over yourself, sweating chemicals all over yourself, sweating them into your clothing, then putting those clothes in the washing machine that are not washing good, spreading all this filth and concentration of chemicals and stuff around that has to end up being washed away by water and can't. And it's going to end up kicking all of us in the behind. You'll see. And then nobody will come back and say, hey, he said that in his video. Because you still won't be watching my videos. I'm going to be walking around by then. I'm going to be crawling around on the street with a cell phone trying to make a YouTube video. And people be looking at me like I'm crazy. But everything I done said in my videos is starting to come true. And people will be making money off of them somehow. Not giving me a dime. They ain't like the mafia. They won't be coming back to me like, yo, you're the Godfather. You started all of this. Here. Let me kiss your ring. Let me kiss your... Only thing I own is a cell phone. Let me kiss your cell phone. So, you want to already have that in your head. Okay, before you even start choosing something to get. This is what I'm going to be doing. This is how I'm going to have to lay it out. So that's going to decide between the bus and the this and the this. And I'm not having into that part yet. But you see what I'm kind of saying with this. It's the career choice is so important. It affects everything. You're going to want to have income already coming in. So are you already a dog groomer? Is that something you're already doing? And so you want to make sure that you already have this business going, if that's what you're going to be doing when you get on the road. Build it up. Get money coming in. If that's not what you're doing, do something else. Make sure before you go on the road, if you're only going to have one source of income, make sure that that income is not affected by your bathing habits, the frequency thereof. Frequency is the word I was looking for in another video to talk how often, currency, how quick the current is, the frequency of the current. I think that's what I was looking for. Frequency of your bathing, the frequency of the amount of money that you have coming in. You're going to have to make like insurance payments. I'm trying to kill a bug while I'm talking to y'all. They just don't want to die these days. They're all GMO. Anyway, so they're all miniature nanobots. And we're about to close this video off. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have at least one income that's not going to be affected by anything going on in your life. So like if you get sick and you're sick for 2 weeks, make sure whatever it is that you're doing to make money before you get on the road is not going to be affected by the fact that you might be bedridden for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or even a year perhaps. Passive income. Somehow you have to have passive income coming in at least in one form, preferably two, way better three. 3 forms of passive income. Overlapping, money just flowing in. Enough to support, making payments on all these different things and buying food. And if you got to bathe at a motel, because sometimes you're going to have to get your vehicle fixed. You're not going to have a house. You're going to have to bathe in a motel. It's expensive. Getting the vehicle fixed is expensive. Sometimes you're going to have to stay in a motorhome park or whatever, or for a long time. And you need to have money coming in that's going to support that without you actually physically working. Because living this lifestyle, doesn't matter whether you're black ops, on the road, counterterrorism, trying to save the world, trying to do all of the stuff like a military would do on the road, like a government would do on the road, but without the facilities to do it, or whether we're talking about a regular person on the street who's just wants to get this and work while they have it or whatever, or whether we're talking about someone who already owns a home and doesn't plan on giving it up, but just wants to go be in a bus out there a lot of the time and come home once every couple of months. It's so important to have that passive income coming in, something that will not be affected by other things that happen in your life, because in this lifestyle, you don't have any time to do nothing else. You're always fixing and repairing. You're always trying to clean yourself. You're always trying to get food, get water, and think of other things to do. And so that said, when I make the next video, the 14th one, whenever that one will be, it'll be fantastic. But in the meanwhile, love y'all. Stay safe out there and spread love.